I'm a guy that's 24. Each day I build some more. I like episode 7 and episode 8. I'm Rich Boy J. Hello boyos, Rich Boy J here back in with another video, and today's going to be episode 31 of the Starkiller base mock build series. Thanks you guys for tuning in. This week was pretty crazy. As you can imagine, it's been crazy for most people, but that also means that I had a lot of time off to work on this mock, and I think you guys are really going to appreciate what I was able to get done this week. This is the most I've worked on the mock in quite some time, and I think that effort is certainly going to show. Whereas, like, I did things in like between the last update and this update that took multiple updates to do. This week I just said, forget it, like I really want to go all in on this hangar section and get those walls done. And I was able to accomplish that along with the ceilings in the hallways. So without further ado, not gonna put a further delay on this. Let's jump right into the mod, guys. All right, first order of business for this week is this thing right here. If you're unsure what you're looking at, this is actually the ceiling to the hallways that I've been working on in Starkiller. I got all the pieces I needed to actually finish it off, so this is a better look at it to show you guys that it is completely snot, and there are some translucent pieces here that lights will be shining through. So I also got those white Technic pieces here. Those basically just allow the lights to reflect a little bit better and to be consistent all the way through. So you can see we have those white parts going all the way through there to get some nice consistent light. The most important thing about this was to make it sturdy enough, because basically there's going to be no supports under this middle section here. It's going to be connected on the sides as well as the back, but this front section, it's going to have to hold itself up, and there's going to be a giant wall coming up. So I did my best to construct this in such a way that that's not going to be an issue. What I'm actually going to do now is build another one of these. Believe it or not, this actually took quite a bit of time. Like, this is a very long hallway, as you can tell. So I'm going to have to duplicate this to go on the opposite side of that Starkiller hangar section, and then I'll be right back with you guys. So let's see if I can go ahead and duplicate this bad boy. And just like that, we have ourselves two hallway ceiling sections. I actually went ahead and started adding some of the panels and even light panels that go above both of these. If we look underneath it, we can see we still have the ceiling of the hallway, which I am very proud of. This is actually looking pretty good in my opinion. One of the things that's kind of annoying is at this point, I literally just have two of these left. I'm going to have to see if I can get a hold of more of these. I'm really just not sure of the shipping situation with OK Brickworks right now, given the current pandemic that's going on, but hopefully I'll be able to acquire some more of those so we can actually continue building up. If not, I do still have the pieces to make more of these panels, so I can still build up with those and get most of this done. The exciting thing about this is once these sections are completely done, we're mostly done with the hangar. Like, we're mostly done with it. That's so freaking awesome. I still have to lay the tiles on the floor in that area and add like cargo crates and stuff, but for the most part, we're going to be good to go. So I'm liking the way both of these sections are coming out. One of the important things was making sure it was, sturdy enough, because like I was saying, the wall has to sit on the very edge of it and there's no supports under it here. And it seems like it's pretty good to go. Like, I can actually lift this up with one hand and it's not a problem at all. And I think like once this section gets built up, I actually did quite a bit of work in trying to connect all these sections together just to make it even more sturdy. And I think that once it gets built up even more, the fact that it's so tall and all interconnected will actually help it hold itself up, if that makes sense. So we should actually be pretty good to go on this. So actually what we can go ahead and do now is take both of these sections and bring them into the Lego Star Wars room and put them on the hallways and see how they look. So let's go ahead and do that, guys. And here we are. We have our hallways installed in the mock, and if I might say so, it's looking pretty freaking good in my opinion. Got that snot ceiling in there, looking really nice. Snot ceiling on this side as well. And I actually went ahead and took the liberty to begin building up these panels right here, since I have the parts to do them. I honestly made some miscalculations. I don't know how. It's not that difficult of math to do, but I ended up with 6 of these rather than the 8 I need to actually finish it. So I'm going to work on that once we get done with this part of the video. But I'm just super happy with it. This gives a really good idea of what this wall is going to look like when it's completely done. Hopefully you guys have a better understanding of just how massive this hangar is at this point. Like, that is a giant wall, and I think finally having the pattern on the top as well as the bottom makes a very big difference. So one thing I wanted to talk about was the situation I'm in right now in terms of these stickered panels right here. So what I realized is, I just don't have enough to continue building up right now. So what I'm actually going to do, and it's something I realize I don't think will detract from the MOC. You guys can let me know how you feel about it. But what I realized is I can probably just take these panels that I'm using on the edge here and then apply them to that middle section, especially since there's none even in the corner over there. To have them over here isn't exactly symmetrical. So I figured, why not just go ahead and finish off both of these walls in this update. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the panels I used here and here. I'm going to have to separate a bit of these to get it, to make sure there's enough of them for this general gap. But what I would really like to do, what I'd love to do, is to just finish both of these walls right here, and then you'd have a much better look at the hangar before we move on to anything else, because I've been working so tirelessly on these sections, and it really would be nice to just get both of those done. So that's actually what I'm going to be working on once I finish up more of those wall patterns right there. Also, I got the quarter circles in really a while ago, and I finally put them in, so you can see these lights are finally complete on both sides and on either side of those sub-assemblies, and they're looking pretty good. Like, it honestly looks much better having the lights finally curved on each end going all the way down. So I love the way that looks. If you stand back, it's kind of hard to do so, but we have a just much better view of what this hangar is going to be looking like from this side. And I guess it's also worth even taking you guys around to the other side, because that's where the MOC is primarily going to be viewed from. And I love this angle right here. You get that glimpse of the hallway in there. I know the TIE Fighter's kind of in the way, but it just looks so awesome, especially with the walls finally above the hallway as well. The weight issue doesn't really even appear to be that big of an issue at this point. I've been building on top of it, and it hasn't been like collapsing on me or anything. So I think we should really be good to go in terms of those walls on either side of the hangar. So we're going to go ahead and continue working on those walls, and hopefully when we come back, we'll have both sides of those walls done before we end the video. So let's go ahead and do it. Oh my God, Becky. Look at his Starkiller base MOC. So we finally have these walls mostly completed, and I am so happy with it. I am so tired of it. Like, these panels right here took forever to make. There are so many of them. There are so many of them. I don't think I've ever built something that large that many times. Like, it doesn't look like a lot, but it's kind of a tedious build, and I kind of ran out of parts. Well, I thought I ran out of parts for them, and I had to really scavenge my collection to find the rest of the parts I needed to finish those off. But I finally did it, and I think that it looks pretty awesome. I'm very happy that now the wall is as big on the bottom as it is on the top. I think that's one of the biggest things that just conveys just how tall this is. Like, if you look behind it, you can see that that big stage section from the original segments of the series is almost like it's almost as tall as that, and that is freaking huge. So to have another huge section really just coming into fruition means a lot to me, because it shows me I'm making progress on this MOC, significant progress, because I have so much more to build. There's so much more to build, but I take it a day at a time, a brick at a time, and I'm really happy with the way this came out. You'll notice there are some of these lights, these 1x1 trans yellow pieces that are missing, as well as these grill tiles that are missing on these snot bricks right here. Just going to have to place an order for those. I just ran out. There's so many of these panels that a lot of those pieces ran out pretty quickly, but I was able to get just the important parts to actually build the walls and put them in there. and it's looking pretty good. I think it looks actually pretty incredible. I don't have any lights rigged up for you guys this segment, unfortunately. I'm thinking that maybe sometime this week I'll just go ahead and just do all the lights. Like initially I had at least some of them over here for you to see them, but once I had to redo some parts of the ceiling to fix a lot of the colors in them, I took the lights out. In fact, they're laying right there. So I want to make a point sometime soon to finish up the lights. I just really wanted to get a lot of building done because there was just so much building to do with putting together these giant wall sections. But I think it looks incredible. The fact that the hallway is now enclosed is a really big deal. It looks so good. It looks so good. Final thing I would like to show you is actually what it looks like from over here. I keep making it a point to always revisit the MOC from this angle because this is the angle everyone's going to be looking at it at. I want to make sure that looks good from this angle. That's one of the most important things. And I think that this is awesome. Like, it's one thing to be looking up here and you see the hangar section with the TIE fighter, but as you peek more deeply into the MOC, you see more things. You see those light patterns, you see Rey climbing right there, you see the hallway, the First Order troops assembling, and I just love that about this build. This is going to be one of those builds where people, you know, there's so much to be enjoyed, there's so much to be seen if you look closely into this MOC. So I think that's awesome, and I cannot wait to make even more progress on it. So this week, fortunately, didn't really make it towards this area of the hangar once again, but I did actually finish those two walls, which was important because that means I can really just not focus on that back section for a while now, and we can refocus our attention here, get this cleaned up because it's honestly a mess right here, right now, and really just finish off this entire hangar section. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys this week. Let's go ahead and go to the end of the video. And that's going to finish up today's update. I hope you guys enjoyed taking a look at Starkiller Base so far. We're making some pretty great progress. I think that the thing that I'm going to be really persistent on making sure I do this week is the actual floor of the hangar section. I'm tired of seeing the red plates exposed. I'm tired of seeing all the junk on there. I want to clear it off. I want to lay those black tiles, and I want to put whatever consoles, cargo crates are going to be on there to really just complete the look of the hangar. That's the last big thing I really need to do for that hangar section. And then once that's done, I'll probably do the light, because I've just been putting that off for so long. It's something I really just need to go ahead and do because there's so many in this section, and then we'll be moving on to the rest of the interior of the MOC. So hope you guys are excited about that. I certainly am, and I urge you to stay tuned because we got some pretty cool stuff coming up for this MOC. So that's going to finish up the video today. If you like what I do, go ahead and support the video by hitting the like button, support the channel by smashing that subscribe button, and I'll be back again very soon.